Goodbye, I'm alive once again with a little bit of more me talking rather than pub atmosphere. That better? Cracking. Right, we're up and running again,
I
pal.
do promise everybody we're not in the pub. I wish we were.
You're joking, aren't you? It's in the background, apparently. But yeah, Rose, I do apologise about that little technical hitch. We don't really know what's caused that or what was happening, but we're back. For those who aren't watching and were listening or trying to listen to me, City are 2-0 up now through a Kevin De Bruyne penalty. Raheem Sterling brought down in the box. And it's 37 minutes played, and City remain 2-0 with Fulham on the ball. I say that, City have just won it back and played the ball forward. But yes, I do apologise about that, Blues. Hopefully it'll last a bit longer without us all being in a pub. But keep your comments coming. Who's your man of the match so far? Who's been lacklustre, in essence? I'm sure there's a few out there. And what do you think of the goals, such as the penalty? It was calm and composed by Kevin De Bruyne. And of course, Raheem Sterling also getting them through one-on-one with the keeper and slotting it away very well. Let's do that. There we go. Jenny, that's better. Brill stuff. But yeah, keep your comments coming, Blues. Shirley a bit. We're playing fantastic. Come on, City. Let's have more goals. Absolutely, Shirley. Absolutely. Let's get another 5-0 win. I don't know if anybody was there before, especially yourself, Tom. I've changed my score prediction from 6-1 to 10-0. You've got to be a bit more confident. But City obviously haven't been a much better team in this first half. Fulham coming away with the ball, however. João Cancelo deserves a good shout out so far in this game because he's been tremendous. Winning the balls back, playing attacking football. You know, he's very much a younger version of Kyle Walker in terms of winning the ball back and just bombing forward and hoping for the best. Some of the balls he's played through have been quality as well. But Fulham just haven't really got an answer. You know, we've seen more of the ball, better passing, better shots, and for once, we're scoring more than one goal in the game. Rodri driving infield, lays it off to Gabriel Jesus. Tommy Haig. KDB so far. Of course, KDB. I don't know why I didn't think of KDB. Yep, cheers, Tom. I don't know why I didn't think of KDB. He's obviously got the assist and the goal. Why shouldn't he? Yeah, I don't know why his name slipped my tongue there. Sterling, Ruben Ave, how you doing, pal? Sterling actually playing today. Not too bad. He shut us hate. Hang on, I'm reading that all wrong, Ruby. Sterling actually playing today. Not too bad. He shut us haters mouth a little. I think you mean he shut the haters up a little bit. But yeah, playing very well. Playing very well is Raheem Sterling. And Jenny, first time fellow who's listened to me. Hey, come on. Respect the women. That's my motto. It's not. It's come on, City. But you know what I mean. Yeah. 39, nearly 40 minutes played. City 2-0 to the good. It's just been a good first half. You know, very good passing, very good ball retention. You know, winning the ball back as well. Attacking football, what we like to see. Every player on the pitch playing well. Some players being quiet, but playing well when they do get on the ball. Here's João Cancelo, one of the main men so far this half. Driving a ball infield, doesn't beat the Fulham defender, and they clear it. And here comes Ruben Loftus-Cheek, driving forward, looking for that forward ball. Still hasn't found anyone, but plays it out wide to Bobby Dakova-Reed, I think his name is. And Kevin De Bruyne wins back the ball for City and just tells everyone, calm down, let's keep the ball for a bit. We're 2-0 up, let's keep a clean sheet. For those who are listening, if you could, in the first part, if you could even hear me, there was a bit of miscommunication between John Stones and Ederson, which led to a Fulham corner, almost a Fulham goal. Ederson came bombing out of his goal for some unknown reason when John Stones was clearly going to get to the ball. John Stones got to the ball and played it back to Ederson, who was out of goal, and Fulham had a man chasing Ederson for the ball, and it did go out for a corner for Fulham. So a bit of miscommunication between John Stones and Ederson, but I have to fully put the blame on Ederson there, because John Stones was just doing his best to defend and play it back to his keeper, and Ederson just didn't shout to him saying he was coming out. So Ederson's fault for that point, but luckily it did lead to an opposition goal. But yeah, Jenny, ain't Cancelo going to Barcelona in January? I hope not. It's the first I've heard of it. If Cancelo's going to Barcelona in January, I think. Do you mean Eric Garcia? He's the one that linked to the move away. But No, I hope Cancelo's not going. He's really changed my mind since he came to City, especially this end of last year and the beginning of this year. Cancelo's just gone right up in my books of one of the most consistent players. Benjamin Mendy trying to win back possession. He just got in the way of the Fulham man, but didn't win the ball, and Fulham were able to come away with it on the right wing. Got an overlapping ball, but played infield to Aina. Plays it forward to Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Plays it out wide on the left wing to number 33, Anton Robertson. Plays it into the penalty box, Adamola Lookman. He's got a host of City defenders there with João Cancelo. João Cancelo gets it in the way. Lookman tries the ball in, plays it off João Cancelo, but the ball rebounded back off Lookman and out for a City goal kick. So João Cancelo's been brilliant this game. You know, there's been no standout players in terms of best player, but João Cancelo and Kevin De Bruyne are those two pinnacle type ones. Raheem Sterling there as well, John Stones too, Ruben Diaz for that matter as well. But the whole team, just the cohesion between them all is brilliant. I say that João Cancelo tries to clear the ball, rebound off a Fulham player into the danger area, but Ilkay Gundogan picks up the loose ball, plays to Rodri, drives the ball forward to Kevin De Bruyne, starts off attack, ball played through to Raheem Sterling. He's going to get there, Raheem Sterling, onside, approaching into the penalty box. A few step overs, lays it off to Kevin De Bruyne, but it's a poor pass in the end. Kevin De Bruyne has lost out to the Fulham defender there, and Areola in goal clears it for Fulham. Only as far as Ruben Diaz, who heads it down to Benjamin Mendy. Rodri, share your thoughts on him in this game. I've liked Rodri this game, and he does play a beautiful ball forward, but it goes all the way to the keeper, who's Riyad Mahrez can't get there. But no, Rodri's impressed me this game, Ruby. It is. I think it was City Dave or Laney who doesn't like him in terms of this Fulham lose possession. There goes out for a City throw-in on the far side. They complain a little bit about Rodri in terms of the way he plays. You know, we're forgetting anybody like Rodri, a defensive midfielder, is coming in to replace Fernandinho, arguably one of the Premier League's greatest ever defensive midfielders, Fernandinho. So you've got to give whoever's coming in, you know, you've got to give him some leeway, so to speak. Here's Rodri now driving forward. But so far this game, every time Rodri's picked up the ball, he's looking to get forward. He wins the ball. He's won it a couple of times. He won it just now, in fact. And he just drives forward and finds a pass every time. I may have missed it, but I can't seem to recall so far in this first half Rodri misplacing a pass. He's just been brilliant for me, Rodri. You know, I think he's gone under the radar a little bit as well. So I'm kind of disappointed myself with that because he has played well. And he's finding space. And here he is now on the ball. As soon as he gets the ball, drives forward, looking for that forward ball. He finds Raheem Sterling. In fact, Raheem Sterling with a shot blocked by the Fulham defender and out for a corner. And that was started with Rodri. Rodri picked up the ball in the centre park. He found space for, I think it was Ilkay Gundogan, it was. And he just moved and dribbled into a load of space and laid the ball off beautifully to Raheem Sterling, who had the shot. And it blocked by the Fulham defender up for a corner. Riyad Mahrez to take. He does. Short corner to João Cancelo. Brings it infield to Ilkay Gundogan. Lays it off to Kevin De Bruyne. First time cross over everyone. Doesn't beat the first man closing in on him. But Riyad Mahrez wins back the ball here. Lays it off to Raheem Sterling. Beautiful ball by Mahrez. Sterling tries to play it into the penalty box through Riyad Mahrez. Goes all the way and trickles to Areola. Riyad Mahrez and Raheem Sterling have played some beautiful passes to each other so far this game. And Riyad Mahrez, of course, we have to remember Sterling had a one-on-one with Areola just moments before he scored his first goal. Before he scored City's first goal, should I add. And it was a pass by Riyad Mahrez that was beautifully timed and beautifully weighted. Just the whole team just is playing well today. And I know there'll be them out there saying, yes, it's Fulham. That's it. You know, they're a Premier League team. Doesn't matter who they are. You've got to be good to be in a Premier League. Granted, they're not good in terms of Premier League, but it's just nice to see us starting to get a bit of rhythm going. We've got some nice passing. The pressure's there. Winning the ball back, getting it forward, and the referee has called half-time on a delightful first half performance for City there. 2-0 to the good. Raheem Sterling with the early goal and Kevin De Bruyne with the taken penalty to slot it past Areola in goal. City going to the break, 2-0 to the good. Great first half so far. And again, I do apologise for the technical difficulties regarding sound. We have no idea what caused that. It'll probably be better hearing the background noise rather than my voice. It does drain a little bit, but you put up with me so far. But yeah, City 2-0 up, half time, Kevin De Bruyne and Raheem Sterling. So, what's everyone's thoughts so far on the game? Who's your standout player? Where the big question I want to know is, I've said all the way through this so far that it's been a really good performance from City throughout. Every player's performed well. But I want to know, where do we need to improve in this game? Not in general, just in this game. Is there anything we need to improve, or do we just need to carry on playing the way we're playing? The passing's there, possession's there, winning the balls there, having the shots are there, finding the back of the goal is there. Is that probably where we need to improve? You know, we're only 2-0 to the good, but it's 2-0 to the good. You know, we kept a clean sheet. Thoughts on the Stones Edison calamity? Obviously, almost leading to a Fulham goal, but luckily, you know, it trickled out for a corner. What's everyone's thoughts on that? Thoughts on the penalty? We've come under a lot of stick as City in terms of our penalty ability from us fans. It was a calm and composed penalty take by Kevin De Bruyne, wasn't it? And yeah, just your overall thoughts. Who's your best player and who's the weak link? What needs to change, if anything needs to change? Are you happy? I'm happy. That was a beautiful first half. Beautiful first half. Shirley Hibbert, great first half. Come on, City, let's have more goals. Absolutely. Who's your standout player, Shirley, so far? And what do you hope to see in the second half? More of the same or a little bit of improvement? What do you think? Jenny, you're bad, Garcia. Yeah. I thought you meant Garcia, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see. We'll go off on a bit of a tangent here. What's going to happen with Garcia then? What does everyone think is going to happen with Garcia? Is he going to stay until the end of the year and then leave on a free? Technically, he can leave on a free in January, but he can't join up with whoever he leaves on a free until the new start of the new season. Or do you think there might be a little bit of a turning point? Do you reckon if City get a good run of games, he gets into games, he might change his mind? I don't believe that. I think he's gone. I think he's wanted to go. Me personally, I've always been under the influence of, if a player doesn't want to be there, let him go. We did it with Leroy Sané. Yes, we've got our pants pulled down by the price with Leroy Sané, but we bought Ferran Torres. You know, that's one credit to Tixie and the gang. You know, we cocked up on the price of selling Leroy Sané, but I'd say, improved with the signing of Ferran Torres. Obviously not playing today, but he's been a good signing so far. But yeah, what does everyone think about Eric Garcia? I think we should get rid. As soon as a player, no matter if you have a change in, you know, mental state, if you want to leave but now want to stay, I think there's always that little niggling factor that he wants to leave. And of course, Barcelona is the club he supports. It's a club he's originally from. If they come calling, of course, he's going to want to go. I think we should just let him go. Don't care about a fee. I know we should have sold him in the summer for a fee. I think it was 18 million, 14 to 18 million or something like that. And City declined it, which was stupid. It was really stupid and reckless, because what's the point of turning down 18 million for a player who's going to eventually leave on a free in half a year anyway? There's just no logic. And I think he's played, 2 games so far this season, and it's December. What's the point? You might as well have got 18 million out of it. But who are we to question City's transfer strategy? But yeah, it's not so much a tricky one. I think if he wants to leave, he needs to go. But what does everyone think? Is he going, or do you think there'll be a big turnaround? And if there is a big turnaround, will you be happy with that? I'm with the likes of City Dave, where the likes of John Stones, Alexander Zinchenko, these players turn around and are on the fringes of leaving City, and they all have turned around, especially John Stones. He was under question a lot of scrutiny. We've got to remember, with 50 million pound price tag for John Stones, he's wanted to stay and justify that. And this season, he's starting to get the game time, and he's starting to prove his worth a bit more. And I'm so glad to see it. But same thing with Zinchenko. The mentality was there. They were on the fringes of leaving, and they turned around to the club and said, "No, I'm going to fight for my place here." Zinchenko did that a couple of years ago, and he was probably one of the main reasons we won the league in that first title win for Guardiola. Makeshift left back, and he played brilliantly there. Obviously, swapping between him and Delph, but he played brilliant that season. He was one of the main catalysts of why we won the title for me. And then John Stones, under a lot of pressure from a lot of us City fans, I said it from day one. I hope he stayed and he made a name for himself. And fingers crossed he can push on from these results now and these performances and do make a name for himself. Kept Aymeric Laporte out, and he so fingers crossed. And just that whole, I want to stay. I want to be part of this club. That's what I love about a player who signs for City. You sign for the club, not because of who's managing, not because of if your friends are there. Doesn't matter. You sign for a club because you love the club and you want to play for the club. You sign for Manchester City. You don't sign for Pep Guardiola. You don't sign for Manchester, for Christ's sake, because I don't know any Spanish players that want to go join Manchester City for the weather. No disrespect for the Mancunian weather, but it's not Spain. You sign for City to play for City. End of. We've always been a club like that. If you don't want to play for City, do one. We did it with Leroy Sané. Yes, I wanted more money for it, but he went in the end, and I'm glad he left. There's some improvements with players like him leaving. And Ferran Torres coming in, like I said, was an improvement for me. But yeah, what's everyone's thoughts? Let's have a look. With a few comments come through, and I've just for some reason clicked off it. Bye. Let's have a look. Paul Glennon, how are you doing? Good performance. We could have been 3 or 4, but do we need 2 defensive midfielders? Foden should be playing. Standout performer is De Bruyne. Well, 2 defensive midfielders seems to have worked. We had 10 attempts to Fulham's 3. And of those 10 attempts, we had 5 on target to Fulham's 0, and we had 2 goals to the good. Jenny Garcia doesn't want to stay from what I've read. Doesn't want to stay, doesn't want to be part of the club, and he wants to leave. I say get rid. Paul Garcia should be gone in Jan. We don't need him. We have enough centre backs, absolutely. Wasting a seat on the bench, stopping Ake being on there again, absolutely. Paul, Ruby, Ake, Diaz, Stones, Laporte, Garcia dispensable. That's what I think. Why? We were discussing it on previous podcasts. Why do players who don't want to be at the club or playing for the club get their name in the starting lineup or on the bench ahead of other players that have just signed or want to still play for City, and the determination is there? And I'm not saying this because he wants to leave City. I have always believed this. I've never, ever rated Garcia as this future world-class centre-back. I think he was good for his age, at a young age, but I've never seen a performance that merits me thinking we have to go all out to keep him. I've never seen that. Never seen that. I know he's only 19 still. There's plenty of time for him to still prove that. Plenty of time. 20 is nothing for a centre-back in this day and age. But I just don't understand the hype. There's a lot of other good lads in our youth academy currently that could do a job. Sure, Halifax will talk about them in the next few weeks, few months, when he gets to grips on his more of his youth academy development stories that he puts on the page. Just get rid. If a player doesn't want to be there, don't bring that player down, but B, don't bring the team down. You don't want somebody who's just going to bring the mentality down. You want players that want to be at the club, that want to play. You want players that want to be on that pitch giving 100%, 110% for the full 90 minutes, rather than thinking, I'll play this, I'll have a good performance, and hopefully that will up the interest from other big clubs, and I'll get a big move like Eric Garcia. Maybe he might not be thinking that, but it's one of them. So that's what I do. I'd just get rid of him. I kind of wish we sold him for the 18 million in the summer, but just got a message here from Brunty. I think it was a YouTube channel started automatically and played back through my PC. Right, so you can blame Tom Brunt for the feedback on the first podcast, Blues. Him leaving all his applications open on the YouTube channel, but hey, we're up and running again, and City are winning. All good. Jenny, that's what the team needs. What's that? What does the team need? Need me? They need me. I can put in a shift for this team, you know. Let's have a look. Paul Morris, Garcia is rubbish. Try and lay off the swearing on here, but yeah, I'm glad someone else agrees with me, Paul. Paul Glenn and Howard Bellis could be on the bench. Absolutely. I mean, Ake's back from injury. Well, to be fair, I don't know. I haven't really looked at the bench, to be fair. Let's get the bench up, see what we reckon. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. On the bench, we have. If it's going to show me, no, I don't need to sign in to have a look. I just want to have a look at the bench players. Line up. On the bench, we have Stefan, Laporte, Bernardo Silva, Torres, Fernandinho, Foden, and Garcia. So Garcia is on the bench. Why isn't Ake? As far as I'm aware, Ake is back from injury. Why is Ake not on the bench? Or, for that matter, why isn't Bernabé on the bench? Granted, he might not get some time. Why is Delap not on the bench? Why is Palmer not on the bench? Why is Doyle not on the bench? These players are Manchester lads that I'm talking about, Barake. They want to play for City. They've done a good job coming off the bench so far this season. Felix Nemecha, he was great in that Champions League game early on in the season when he came off. Why is he not on the bench? Why does Guardiola insist on bringing putting a player on the bench? Granted, he might not play, but why put a player on the bench that doesn't want to be at the club? He may give his all for City. He may until he moves. He may give his all for City, but his heart's not there. So why should he? You know. But that's my view on it anyway. But that's a very strong bench. Start ranting. I don't shut up. I don't shut up at the best of times. When I'm ranting, I don't shut up. But Garcia's dogged it. Sure, you can say that. Yeah, I can say. Yeah, he's rubbish. Yeah. But yeah, who's your standout performer so far for this game, Paul? Nobody's putting anywhere to improve so far this game, so that's obviously a good sign. I like it. I know I asked for him. I know I asked for where we can improve. I know I asked for them comments, and the fact that we're not getting any is probably a blessing in disguise. But if we do need to improve anywhere, where do we? But yeah, I'll just turn on the light blues because it's starting to get a bit dark, and it's bad enough hearing me, but when you see a dark background of me, and it's not the nicest of things. So bear with me 1 second. That you need when you're watching Manchester City play. We could be winning 10-0. We could be doing absolutely everything right. But it's Manchester City at the end of the day. Same old City. You know what you need when you watch Man City play. You know what you need when you watch Man City play, and that is a lager. Because no matter what it is, we could be winning 20-0 for all we know, but you know, any Man City team will always frustrate you at one point or another. So, bottoms up. Hope everyone has a good Saturday, and hope everyone enjoys the second half, which will be kicking off momentarily. I don't know if I should really be advertising this, but oh well. If Carlsberg did dodgy podcasts. Saying that, I've got nowhere to put it now. There we go. So, that's another thing I wanted to bring up, Blues. The kits this year. The star went off on a tangent at the beginning of the year when they were unveiled. Have the kits warmed to everyone now? Has the James May Paisley shirt warmed up everyone a little bit? I kind of like it. No, all the kits are growing on me, especially the away kit. The away kit for me has just rocketed. I really love it. Absolutely love it. What's everyone's thoughts on it? Do they like them now? Do you like them now? I'm still sweating out the old shirt. I am skint as anything, so I can't afford anything. Although my 9-month-old son has got the new kit. Typical. Well, you've got to start him right. As long as he gets all the City stuff and, bringing another blue into this world. The world's a better place for having an extra blue in it, let's be honest. More blue than red, hopefully. But yeah, the teams are out on the pitch now. Paul Morris, the kits are